Hey class, we're back for translating algebraic expressions part 2. So we're back for part 2, and so you should be able to pick right up on your notes. And here we go. Let me go ahead and share my screen and we'll do a little review. Hopefully you had a good little break, and now we're back. Okay. All right, so writing algebraic expressions or translating expressions part 2. So remember, our objective is to be able to translate whenever we see written words, English words, phrases, or sentences. We want to be able to translate those into symbols and expressions and equations. Okay, so in our part 1, I'm going to review a little bit from part 1. In part 1, we did some brainstorming. So we looked at all of the different, I'm just going to click through these, all of the different words that we came up with for adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. So you should have this in your list already. And then I gave you a general rule. I said when you're translating, you want to translate, you want to write it as you read it. So we read a book from left to right. So when we write the expression, when we translate, we want to write the expression in the order that we see it. I give you a couple of examples. I'll go over those again. So 8 increased by x. So we see that x, that is an adding phrase. So we know this is an adding problem. So what came first? The 8 came first. So we want to write this from left to right. So we would write 8 plus x, 8 plus x, right? So increase by, the symbol we want to use is the plus sign. The next example I gave you, a number minus 4, a number minus 4. So there's nothing fancy here. We know it's a subtraction. We have some number, so we're going to use a variable. We don't know what the number is. We can use x or n. We want to go a number minus 4, so x minus 4. So that was a general rule, but there are a few exceptions, and so I gave you a rule which I call the specials. Okay, so the special words. So two phrases that fall under the specials are more than and less than. And I explained whenever you see this combination of words, you're going to want to reverse the order. So when you see this combo, you want to take the first number that you see, or a variable, and you want to move it to the back of the expression. Or you could say you want to reverse the order. So I gave you a couple of examples. So 8 more than x, so there's that special combo. So that tells us we want to take the 8 and move it behind the x. We want to reverse the order, so it'd be x plus 8. And 4 less than x, there's that special combo, less than. So we want to go take that 4 and move it to the back, and that would be x minus 4. Okay, so we have our general rule, which is write it as you read it. But then we have some special combo words. And now I'm going to give you another rule here, and this is what I call the VIP words. So if you think of a VIP party, what does that mean, VIP party? Think about that for a moment. That's right, very important person, right? So the VIP party, that's a private party, right? Those are the parties that the celebrities and the athletes, LeBron James and the celebrities, Beyonce, they get invited to the VIP parties. So it's a private party. It's not a party that anyone can go to. You have to have a special invitation. So in math, there are some VIP words. I call them the VIP words. So here they are. Here are the 4 VIP words. The word sum, the word difference, the word product, and the word quotient. So the word sum, that's VIP for an adding private party. So when we're adding, but it's a private party. The word difference, that would be subtracting private party. The word product, that's a multiplying private party. And the word quotient is a dividing private party. Okay, so what do I mean? So I'm going to give you some examples here. Okay, so here we go. Number 20 on your notes. The sum of 5 and x. So that word sum right there, that's a private party word. It's a VIP word. So we know it's an adding party. Sum means add. So you have to ask yourself, well, who's at the party? Who got invited to the party? Well, you can see it's 5 and X. And if it's a private party, we want to normally put parentheses around them. So this is a private VIP party that 5 and X got invited to. So 5 and X, okay, VIP party. 21, the difference of 4 and X. So difference, that's a VIP word. So who got invited to the VIP party? The 4 and the X. So we would do 4 minus X, and we're going to put it in the order we see it. 4 and then minus X. Okay, the next one, the product of 10 and X. Product is your private party word, and so that would be 10 times X. Product means multiply. 10 times X, or you could write it just as 10X. This still means 10 times X, okay? And then the last private party word, the quotient of Y and 3. Quotient is your private party, so you have to ask yourself, well, who's at the quotient party? And it happens to be Y and 3. And so we would write that as Y divided by 3. Y divided by 3, okay? All right, so let's go back to your brainstorm page, and I want you to actually put parentheses around those VIP words. So in the plus column, we actually have 2 VIP words, the word sum and then the word total. And the word total, that would be like in a word problem. Let's say you were at a restaurant and you ordered a lot of food, you're with your family, and then you wanted to find the total. That would mean you would add everything up, right? The total is when you add everything up. Okay, in our minus column, which word is the VIP word? It's the word difference. In the multiply column, it's the word product. That's our VIP. And that's why I'm putting parentheses, right? VIP parentheses, private party parentheses. And then in the division, that would be the word quotient. That's our private party, right? So you've got to remember, it's a closed private party. All right, so now let's try some examples together. Okay, so I would like you to go ahead and see if you can do these on your own. Do the your guess. So you can pause the video if you'd like. So go ahead and do the your guess, and then we will go over these this handful of problems. So go ahead and pause. Okay, you can go ahead and restart your video. Okay, the product. So there is a private party word. Whoops. Oh, those are the your guess. Okay, so I'm sorry. So now I'm on my next slide. I'm going to give you the correct answer, the correct answers. So the word product, right? That's our private party word. And so who's at that private party? The 5 and a number. So 5 and a number, right? Product would be 5 and a number. So 5 and a number. And then this tells us then plus 3. We're going to add 3 on. But the 3 did not get invited to the private party. Okay? So these are a little tricky. So the product of 5 and a number. So 5x and then plus 3. Okay, let's try the next one. 5 times the sum of y and 4. So there's our private party word. So now you have to think to yourself, who got invited? And normally the invitation goes to the numbers and variables that come after the private party. So who got invited to the private party? The y and the 4. And then we've got this 5 times. So it's 5 times the private party. Here's the private party. So how do we do 5 times? Well, we put a 5 on the outside. So the 5 did not get invited to the private party, only the y and the 4. Okay, here we go. Twice the difference of m and 3. Difference is our private party word. M and 3. M and 3 got the invitation. So M and 3, so M minus 3, this is a subtraction party, M minus 3, but then we have the word twice. Remember from our brainstorm list? Twice means times 2, so we'd multiply by 2. Okay, number 27, the quotient of 7 and a number x less 2. There's your private party word, so who got invited to the private party? Private party would be the number 7 and the number x, or the variable x. So this would be 7 divided by x. This is the word quotient, divide, 7 divided by x. And then less 2 would be minus 2. And we could put parentheses around this whole thing if we wanted, because it's a private party, 7 and x. They're at a dividing private party. Okay, number 28. The difference of 6 and k divided by 9. So look for the private party word. That would be the word difference. Now look to see who got the invitation. That would be k and the 6 and the k, right? The 6 and the k. So 6 minus k, the difference, the 6 came first, so 6 minus k, and then divided by, we would want to use a divide line. You could use a divide symbol, but we want to use this divide fraction line, divided by 9, okay? This is kind of more the way we would write it in high school, with a fraction bar, meaning divided by, so divided by. Okay, number 29, 4 times the sum of 12 and y. Okay, so there's our private party word sum. Who got invited to the private party? That would be the 12 and the y. So we're going to do private party parentheses, and then 4 times, then we're going to multiply by 4 times. Okay? All right, so look for your private party words. Now, there aren't always going to be private party words, but if there is a private party word, then you want to look next, you want to see who got invited to the private party. Okay, now we're going to do some that are a little bit more complicated. They're doable. This isn't too difficult. This is Math 1 stuff. So go ahead and try to do 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and 35. And you can go ahead and pause the video. So go ahead and pause for a moment. And I'm going to be right back. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit more light. So I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Okay, so you were supposed to do the your guess, and let's go ahead and see how you did. Okay, and I'll walk you through these. Okay. All right, so now you're going to put the correct answer over in the correct answer column. 6 less than twice a number x. Okay, so we're looking for keywords. What are some keywords that we see in there? So I see the words less than. All right, so that should tell you something. That should have an alarm going off in your head. There should be an alarm going off. Alert, alert. What does this mean? Less than, when we see that combination. So that tells us that we're going to take that 6 that was in front, and remember, we're going to reverse the order and put that in the back. So over here in our answer, we can go ahead and put, let's just start off with a -6, because we know we're going to have a -6 at the back of the expression. Now, twice a number x. Okay, so you can look at your brainstorm list if you don't remember, twice a number x. So that would be 2x, right? 2 times x. So we want 6 less than, so we want 6 less than, so whatever 2x is, we want 6 less than that. We want to do -6. Okay, number 31, there's a private party word, the word product. Okay, so the product of 10 and y. So ask yourself, who was at the private party? Who got invited? And that's correct. It was the 10 and the y. So we can just push them together. They're kind of like a married couple there. They're just pushed up against each other. Okay. All right. And number 32, 20 decreased by a number t. Okay, so I see the words decreased by. Is that a private party word? Does that tell me there's a private party? Not really. That just means subtraction, right? So decreased by. So now if there's nothing fancy, we want to just write it the way we read it. So we saw 20 first, then minus a number t. So 20 minus t. Okay, 33. 6 added to the product of 11 and m. Okay, what do you see in there? I see a private party word, so I'm going to put parentheses around that. Now I'm going to ask myself, who got invited to the private party? Okay, you got to think about it. Who got invited? And I said the invitations usually are after the private party word, so this would be 11 and m. So we want 11m, and then we can come back over here and it says 6 added to this private party. So that means we really want to put the 6 at the back. So it'd be a plus 6, plus 6. Okay. All right. The more you do these, the more you'll get the hang of it. If you're a little confused right now, that's okay. You're not taking a test tomorrow. Okay. Number 34. The quotient, there's a private party word. The quotient, so that means division. So who's at this private party? Y and 9. So we have y divided by 9. Or you could write it kind of the old school, kind of elementary way, y divided by 9. This would be more of elementary, junior high, middle school. This would be more of the high school way to write it. Okay, so both are correct, but this is more of what we're looking for. The quotient of y and 9. Okay, 35. 8 less than 7 times k. All right, do you see the combo words? Special combo, less than. That tells us we're going to put 8 at the back. So when we write our expression, go ahead and put minus 8. And then what's it going behind? It's going behind 7 times k. 7 times k. So less than is our combo words. Tells us the 8 is going to go to the back, or we're going to reverse the order. Instead of the 8 coming first, we want to put it in the back. We want to reverse the order. Okay. All right, so here we go. We got a few more. Now we've got some equations and we have some inequalities also. It's getting a little trickier. Okay. All right, I think these are the last 4. And so instead of you guessing on these, I'm just going to walk you through these last 4. Okay, so here we go. This is a long one. 8 less than twice the sum of 4 and y is the same as 19. Whew, it's making my head hurt just reading it. Okay, so here we go. Let's try to break it apart, deconstruct it. So the first thing that I see is the phrase is the same as. Well, in math, this is just kind of common sense. In math, when we say something's the same as something else, what symbol do we use? That's right, we use equals. So this would be equals 19. So this part is already taken care of. This is the same as 19. There it is. Okay, so now let's go back and look and see, do we see any special words or private party words? And I see a private party, an adding private party. So I have to ask, well, who's at that private party? The invitations usually come next, and that would be 4 and y. Those usually come after. So let's put parentheses around this private party, 4 plus y. Okay, so now this is taken care of. I see this word twice right here, so we're going to have to deal with that. I see the words less than, and then I see the number 8. Okay, so twice, that would be times 2. And then the phrase less than, that's one of your specials, which tells you this number 8 is going to go to the back. So what's it going to go behind? It's going to go behind twice the sum of 4 and y. So we're going to put it back here. Okay, we don't want to put it all the way back here behind the 19. It didn't say go behind the 19. It said less than twice the sum. Okay, so there's your answer right there. That's it. Okay, 37. 6 more than x is more than twice the difference of x and 7. Holy moly. Okay, here we go. All right, so the first thing that jumps out at me is this phrase, is more than. Now, we've already covered that in your lessons, so is more than. So that's a fancy way of saying greater than, right? So is more than is a greater than. All right, so now let's see, what else do we have? We've got private party word, difference of x and 7. So who got invited to this private party? X and 7. And I'm going to put them over here because they came after the greater than, the is more than. Now I see the word twice. Well, twice what? Well, twice the private party. So that would be times 2. Now I've got to fill in something on this side over here. 6 more than x. 6 more than x. Okay, well, there's the phrase more than. That tells us the 6 is going to go to the back, and it's going to be x plus 6. So instead of 6 being in front, we want to put 6 in the back. There it is. There's your answer for number 37. Okay, last two. Number 38. The quotient of m and 3 is 6 less than the product of 10 and m. Okay, now, you see this in 37 here. It says is more than. Well, this says is 6 less than. So it kind of looks the same, but we have a 6 in here. It's kind of breaking this phrase up. So the phrase is. When you see something is something else, that's just an equal sign. Okay, so we know that something is equal to something else. Okay, so now let's go and look and see if we see any private party words. I see the word quotient. So who got invited to that private party? That would be 3 and m. So m over 3, m divided by 3 is, so equals 6 less than the product of 10 and m. Well, let's go deal with this private party word there. The product of 10 and m, 10 times m, and then 6 less than, there's that special combo, 6 less than, so that 6 is going to go to the back, and it would be minus 6. So we have m divided by 3 equals 10m minus 6. The quotient of m and 3 is 6 less than the product of 10 and m. Okay, number 39. It's a tricky one. See if you can do this one on your own. All right, let's check. 5 less than x is less than 5 less x. Okay, well, I see the is less than. Up here we had an is more than, those 3 words together. Here's an is less than. So that would be a less than sign, less than symbol. Okay, now we've got 5 less than x. I see the phrase, the special combo, special combination, less than. So that tells me this 5 is going to move to the back of the x. So I'm going to put that 5 on the other side of the x. So x minus 5. Instead of 5 minus x, we want x minus 5. And that is less than 5 less x. There's no than in there, so this just means subtraction. So it'd be 5 minus x. So x less 5, or x minus 5, is less than 5 minus x. Okay? All right, so the final thing that you need to do is, I know I've given you a lot, go ahead and write yourself some type of a tip or some question that you have, and then we will try to go over any questions that you might have in class. Okay, all right. I know I gave you a lot. Let me go ahead and stop the screen sharing. And come on, stop that screen sharing. And I don't want to do it. Okay, all right. So go ahead and finish up those notes, and I will see you in class. Remember, you can always go back and rewind the video or watch it again. Okay, I will see you in class, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.